Hey guys, I'm going to go over the instructions for science for the week out loud. You can follow along and refer back to these instructions as you need to. We need to do the assignment for week 3. If we click this assignment, it shows everything for Monday through Friday, and the title's at the top. I'm going to go through Monday. We're going to read and complete textbook pages 6 through 7, answer digitally, or write response in science notebook. All assignments to be uploaded. Tuesday, we're going to read and complete textbook page 8, answer digitally, or write our answers in our notebooks. Wednesday is page 9. Thursday, we're going to use the words on the chart to compare the words luminous and illuminated. Then we're going to complete a scavenger hunt around our house and list things that are luminous or illuminated. We're going to upload this assignment. On Friday, we're going to review and complete assignments, turn in or upload a picture of all completed work in Google Classroom. Now, to see the pages, we're going to have to click on the bottom where it says Your Work. There is, and I'm using our friend Eva's iPad. She's my volunteer iPad right now. There is the chart first on this one. Then there's the textbook. First I need to read, so I'm going to click on textbook. And I need to read page 6 and 7. And if I look on the bottom, the page number is there. It should be easier to see on your own iPad, but this is page 6. And slide down to page 7. And we have our handy dandy pen icon at the top of our iPad that we use to mark up our documents and answer the questions on each page. So let's do pages 6 and 7 together, and that should give us a really good idea of what we need to do on pages 8 and 9 in the up and coming days. So first let's read it. Sources of light. Light can be found almost anywhere. We need light to see the objects around us. We can see certain objects because they are light sources. They produce their own light. Some examples are the sun, the stars, and fire. However, most objects do not produce any light. This includes flowers, chairs, and books. How can we see these things if they don't produce light? We can see them when a light source is available. For example, a flower does not glow on its own because it is not a light source. But when sunlight shines on it, some of that light bounces off the flower and reaches our eyes. Without a light source, we would not be able to see the flower. Humans discovered long ago that they could make their own light. The discovery of fire changed how people lived. They could light a campfire and work even after dark. In the box, we've got to draw conclusions. I'm trying to get this so we can see, there we go, the instructions better. Write in the graphic organizer facts that support the conclusion about the candle. Fact, fact, conclusion. Okay, so the conclusion is, let me get this thing to focus. A lit candle is a light source. Alright, so one fact that I know about a candle is that it glows. Another fact that I know about a candle is that it has a fire, or it's made of fire. So I'm going to use the pen. And remember, we can use the pen to actually write on this page, just like this. It is made of fire. Or, I'm going to use the undo to delete those. We can use the text box. And guys, we've done this a lot in class, so I'm kind of hoping that we know what we're doing when we're using Google Classroom, for the most part. I understand sometimes we might be using a different piece of technology here. So I'm going to get my box here, and I can type inside. I would write, it is made of fire. I'm going to drop down and move that out of the way and make a new text box for the second fact. Actually, I'm trying to get my size where I like it. Come on. Here we go. So I've got that it is made of fire, it glows, and these are conclusions. The answers are not in the text. This whole box is a conclusion. And then I've got question number 2 at the bottom to answer, and it says explain, and I apologize about the glare on this. There we go. Explain. Why can we see a firefly on a moonless night, but we cannot see a ladybug? Well, we can see a firefly on a moonless night because they glow in the dark, but ladybugs do not. And there's no source of light for the ladybugs to be reflected. And again, I'm using those tools, the typing tool or the pen tool, which we use often in class. So I've done page 6. Let's also take a quick look at page 7. Page 7 says, humans also invented many artificial sources of light. For example, a battery-powered flashlight is a manufactured light source. Human life changed in the early 1900s when inventions brought electrical energy into homes and businesses. Electrical energy can change into light energy. With light sources such as light bulbs, you can still read or do homework after the sun sets. The electrical energy that lights up your home most likely travels from a power plant some distance away. The power plant might use coal, gas, or even wind to make electrical energy. When you turn on a light switch, the electrical energy changes to light. We've got to do the bottom part that says identify the sources of light energy. So we're going to circle those. I'm going to use the pen. I'm going to choose a red color so I can see that easily. And a source of light, something that glows or makes its own light. When I zoom in, I'm going to look for those words. A flashlight. And look for what else we can find. A light bulb. The sun. And this is kind of pushing it, but maybe the word light since it's talking about a light switch. And that's it for the first day. So, don't forget to click the little save button. Now it's really faint, but you can still save your work. And we've got to be patient as this hopefully will load. There we go for us. So that is Monday. I'm going to drop down the arrow to see the instructions again. For Tuesday, it says read and complete page 8, answer digitally. So if we go back on our work for Tuesday, we can use the same red document that we were using before. Click the pen, and let's take a look at the next page. We are on page 8. The title is Light Waves We See. The form of light energy that we see is called visible light. Light energy travels from its source as waves. Like all waves, light waves have wavelengths and frequencies. Wavelength is the distance between a point on one wave and a similar point on the next wave. The frequency of a wave is the number of waves that pass a point in a certain amount of time. White light, such as light from a lamp or the sun, is actually a blend of colors. The colors are red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet. These colors make up the visible light spectrum. The colors of the visible light spectrum always appear in the same order in which they appear in a rainbow and are arranged by their wavelengths and frequencies. And there's kind of the picture there of the rainbow at the bottom here. Number 4, we need to answer this question. Why does the visible light spectrum have different colors? So I'm going to look back in the paragraph for why it has different colors. It says that white light is made up of different colors, I think. Oh, there it is. We see the different colors because light waves have different wavelengths and frequencies. So they are arranged by their wavelengths and frequencies. Why does visible light spectrum have different colors? Because of different wavelengths and frequencies. That's not too bad. And remember, we're going to use the tools like the pen and write our response here in our book. And if you have your textbook, you can just write it in your textbook and take a picture of your page. Why does the visible light spectrum have different colors? It has different colors because oops. There we go. Alright, so that's all set once we finish that sentence, and that is Tuesday all done. And again, we hit the little save button in the corner and the little X. Now I'm going to go and read the instructions for Wednesday. Wednesday we're going to do page 9. Get the pen. Page 6, 7, 8, and 9. This is our last page in the textbook. It says prisms. A piece of glass is called a prism. A piece of glass called a prism separates white light into its different wavelengths. A prism lets you see the colors. As you move from red to blue on the visible light spectrum, wavelength decreases and frequency increases. Here's a picture of a prism. It says light waves bend when they enter the prism at an angle. So light enters there, bends through the prism, and comes out in a rainbow. Different wavelengths bend at different angles. The different colors separate from each other when the light leaves the prism. Again, here's the path. Number 5, compare how raindrops and prisms are similar. Well, when it rains, sometimes we see a spectrum, which we call a rainbow. And prisms also allow us to see a spectrum. Number 6, raindrops can cause light waves to bend. What other substances can cause a rainbow to form? Well, I guess we have the answer, glass, because it tells us a prism is a piece of glass, so that would be the other substance. And to answer these, I think the best thing to do is to click this pen at the bottom, zoom in, and just write. They are similar because. Again, you can just write this on a piece of paper and take a picture of your answer. Or you can write it in your textbook if you have kept that. Raindrops can cause light waves to bend. What other substances can cause a rainbow to form? Another substance is what? Okay, once you finish that sentence, remember to click the save button in the corner. And then the little X to go back to the instructions. And that is it for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Let's check out the instructions for Thursday. Drop down to see the instructions. It says use the words on the chart. So now we're going to look at the chart. Then complete a scavenger hunt around your house and list things that are luminous versus illuminated. So here's the chart that is talking about luminous. Luminous objects are objects that create their own light. This allows these objects to be visible. Examples: light bulb, sun, candle. Examples: the sun, flames, and light bulbs. Illuminated. Illuminated objects are objects that are visible because they reflect light from another source. Perfect example: the moon, planets, books, chairs, and people. Now we have to create our own list. So hit the little X, We're going to click Add Attachment. And I think the easiest way to do this is to create a new doc. And you can see that it's adding that. I'll pull it up there. Okay, I guess it's ready and I need to write. There we go. Okay, so luminous, and enter. First thing that I can think of in my house that is luminous, that is glowing or can glow, is the television. And then I'm just going to list anything else that I can find. Maybe a lamp, maybe a phone, maybe an iPad. When I'm done with luminous, I'm going to list some illuminated things. Illuminated. Most things are illuminated, so this list should have at least 5 items on it, in my opinion. So some things that are illuminated just nearby me are my markers, my scissors, a piece of paper, the table, and I would just type that in. I'm going to just put 1 for an example. I'm going to put table. When I'm done making both lists, I'm going to hit the little check mark and then back to classroom. And you can see that it uploads automatically. So I have 4 attachments on this assignment: original and another original, the edited textbook where I wrote my answers in the book, and the assignment that I just typed on, which is this last blue one. So when I'm done with all of these things by Friday, I should be able to upload them. So Friday is just review and complete assignments. We read the textbook pages, that's our review, and we created our own list of luminous and illuminated objects. Now it's Friday, we're going to turn in and upload a picture of all of our work in Google Classroom. So I'm going back to my work, and I've got all 4 attachments on here. If you take pictures of your work because you wrote it on a piece of paper, then you click the Add Attachment button, and it gives us so many options. And I know we've done this in class before, but just in case, you can use your camera or you can pick a photo. And when you're done, I'm gonna use camera and take a picture of a pretend work that I've done. So here I go. Actually, that's probably not the best thing. Here we go. Just a pink piece of paper. It says retake or use photo. So if the photo is not clear, please retake and do a good job on your photo. If it is clear, we're going to use it. And you can see it uploads. It kind of takes its time sometimes. And yay, that is everything. And oops, I just saw it pop up right there. And I really don't want to add that on there. That's just how you would do it. So I'm going to X that off. And I don't really need those on there anymore, so I could X those off as well. All I need is the edited textbook version with my answers and my list of illuminated and luminous objects. So let's imagine that today's Friday, or maybe you got your work done early, maybe it's Thursday and you have everything that you need. Then you click Turn In. Now, if you click Turn In and you realize later that maybe we need to go back and add something that we forgot, you can always click unsubmit, unsubmit, and you can still add attachments there and edit your work. Okay, so I hope this really helps with getting work turned in. I've had a couple of questions about adding attachments, and I hope this helps. All right, feel free to reuse this video as you need to. Have a wonderful week. I'll see you in May. Bye.